Two athletes with us from Boise State, two good ones, Khalil Shakir and Kaikala Kaniho. I assume you're both seniors. And let's talk to Khalil, first of all, senior from Marietta, California. I noticed the roster. There's somebody else from Marietta on the team.
That's Hank, our quarterback. He actually went to we were rivals in high school, so he was across town. That was the last game of the league every single year in high school, and it was always the biggest game of the year. So, yeah.
Did you come to Boise State at the same time?
I came up here first, and he came up the year after. So, but we had never talked about it at all. We didn't talk in high school at all. So it was kind of weird. But
now you're tight teammates.
Yep, very close.
One service says the most important player to Boise State in 2021 is Khalil Shakir, 131 catches, 13 touchdowns. He can line up at quarterback sometimes. He can run the ball. I guess they have you do all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun that the coaches have that trust in me to go out there and do all that, every week, the game prep, they say, hey, you're going to be here, you're going to be here. And for them, that's a compliment to me, to walk in every day and, have them put that trust in me to go out there and execute at a high level at different positions, and I'm just blessed to be there.
So Coach Harsin leaves for Auburn. Andy Avalos comes in. Now, this is not that much of a change. He's been in that program. He's been a player and a coach there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the different coaching styles, but same traditions. Coach Avalos, everybody, loves him, and the way he operates every day is at an elite level, and everybody just very appreciative of him and everything he does as far as, caring for us players from a personal standpoint and a physical standpoint as football players on the field. So he's awesome.
Last year, October 24th game against the Aggies, you had 7 catches, 123 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That would be among your better games, I assume.
Yeah, I mean, definitely was excited for that game. Always excited for every game. I take every game and go in there with the same mentality, just, play the best I can. So to be able to put up those numbers, God's blessed me with the talents to go out there and do that. So I'm going to take advantage of the talents he's gave me.
You had a touchdown catch against the Aggies a couple of years before that. Tell me your impression of Utah State's teams, the ones you played against. And I'll ask him the same question.
Oh, they play really hard, really hard. We always know that when we're playing them, we're going to get a team that's going to play hard for all 4 quarters, and they're going to leave it all out there. So our execution during, that week when we play them, we take it very seriously because we know that every year, when we step on the field, they have the opportunity to beat us as well as we have the opportunity to beat them. So it's been a blessing to go out there and compete against those guys at a high level.
I read that they regarded you as a 4-star recruit. That's really good. I mean, that's a service's opinion. Has college football turned out to be what you thought it would be?
It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Coming in, I didn't really pay attention to all the rankings and the stars. I never really understood what all that meant. But once I got here, I understood that once you get stars and rankings, doesn't matter. Everybody has the same opportunity that you do when you step on the field, and everybody's going to compete for that position and work for one common goal towards the end of the season. That's to win championships. So the rankings and stars and all that type of stuff, it doesn't matter as long as you come here. You get to this level and you put in the work every day. Others will notice that, and you go out there and perform at a high level, and that's all that needs to be done.
You're obviously committed to your academics, All Mountain West Conference a couple of times academically.
Yeah, that's mostly for my mom, being there. My mom, she cares about football a lot, but definitely cares more about, my school and making sure that I'm doing well in school. If I was to ever, show my mom my grades at the end of the semester and they weren't the expectations, of what she thinks they should be, I'd be in a lot of trouble, so...
Just give me one other question, and then I'll turn over to Kaikala. Cyrus Habibi Likio, a transfer from Oregon, and everybody says he's a really talented player. Tell me about him.
He's really good, and he's an even better person. He's a fun guy. The guys like being around him. A lot of times, when you have transfers coming in, guys don't know how they're going to feel about them, but he fit right in from the first day he stepped foot on campus. So he's an awesome guy and an even better football player, and we expect him to contribute to the team at a high level this year.
Well, Khalil, good luck. We're going to see you guys September 24th, the Aggies and Boise State. Let's turn now to Kaikala Canio, and you're a defender.
Yes, that's me. How's it going?
Tell us what you play.
I play defensive back, nickel primarily, but also safety sometimes and a few times at corner.
You've been a past all-conference player a couple of times. In the change of head coaches, the defensive situation changed? Just were coaches retained? How did that work?
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, Coach Avalos was a guy that I played for my first 2 years. He was my defensive coordinator, so having him back has been awesome and really exciting. The energy that he brings and just how he prepares and gets us prepared as young men has been awesome. From a defensive standpoint, we're gonna do what we do from the schematic standpoint. So, but as a new head coach, it's been awesome.
I was looking at stats from past Aggie games. Big tackle for a loss last year against the Aggies. 4 fire solo tackles against the Aggies in 2019. An interception and pass and 5 solo tackles in 2018. Another solo tackle in 2017. Isn't your eligibility gone by now?
Yeah, I thought it was, and then they gave me this extra year, coming off the COVID year. So, I'm excited to come back for another year and have a more normal year. It was awesome, though, last year, thinking we weren't going to play football and then being able to play Utah State that first week. It was great.
Is the just as a general trend as you look at the program, this is an elite program. I mean, it's dominated the conference for so long. Do you see personnel on both sides of the ball that will continue?
Yeah, every guy that we get into the program knows the standard and the culture that they're coming into, and everybody shows up ready to compete. So when we're out there at practice and, we can see the young guys, and I think as older players, being able to set the example for them and, teach them the Bronco way and how we do things, we know that the program, will be in good hands if they continue to withhold and, raise that standard.
Being from Utah State, one of our all-time great people and players was Frank Maile. And he was assistant head coach. He was interim coach a couple of times. Now he's with you guys. Tell us how he's affected the defense at Boise State.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. You know that first and foremost. Really love him as a coach. He brings a lot of passion, but he's a great teacher as well. So the things that he's been able to do with that defensive line and some of the things that he's been able to teach them has been awesome to see.
Well, to you and to your teammate Khalil, appreciate you guys coming over to talk to us. Good luck this season. We'll see you in September.
Thank you.